Okay, so I'm using something new for this because I'm sitting in a car and I don't want to like teach you with my phone in this car. Not ideal. But this also is not very ideal because I don't have a stylus, so I'm just going to try my best. If you can't read my handwriting, I'm sorry. You're also going to have to use a calculator like to kind of like stay with me as you go through this because I don't have a calculator like with me. So, law of sines, law of cosines, we're using both because we're going to like solve these triangles completely. Law of sines, the most important thing is that we have to look for a proportion. God, that's ugly. All right, we got to look for a proportion that we can set up that's kind of like a cross. Let me get another color in here. So for law of sines, we have to look for two angles, one side, or two sides, one angle. When we are doing law of cosines, we either have two sides and one angle. So we kind of have to use our judgment there. Or it's when we have three sides and no angles. Sorry about my handwriting. That is just bad. Okay. Example 1. The first thing that I notice is that I have these and I can just subtract from 180 and I'm going to figure out that angle B is 113. It's not pretty. There we go. 113 degrees. Now that I know that, I can start setting up proportions. So let's just find AB first. Don't matter. We'll call that X. So across from X is 36. The sine of 36 over X equals, I'm just going to use 31 and 14. So sine of 31 over 14. If you cross multiply, so 14 sine of 36 equals X sine of 31, and then divide by sine of 31. If you put that in your calculator, you are going to get that X is 16. So AB is 16. All right, I still have to find AC. I'm going to call that Y. So across from Y is the 113. I'm going to do this up here. So sine of 113 over Y equals, I'm just going to use the sine of 31 over 14. This one, it doesn't matter. Cross multiply. Hopefully you guys know how to do this by now. And divide by the sine of 31. And you'll get that Y is 25. So AC is 25. Alright, don't worry about this. I couldn't I'm limited with my options here. So we're looking at example 2. First thing I see is I have this this side angle side, but I don't have enough information to use law of sines because I only know one angle and it's only across from this PQ and I don't know what PQ is and I can't do anything to figure it out, so I have to use law of cosines. I'll start up here at the top. So law of cosines, I'm going to call this X. I'm trying to find X. It's X squared equals 17 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 17 times 28 cosine of 87. This is just a lot of calculator work. X squared equals 17 squared plus 28 squared is 1073 minus 2 times 17 times 28 is 952 cosine of 87. You're then going to want to put that in your calculator. I only have my work from earlier, so I already did that and took the square root, and I got that x was 32. So I know that this side right here is 32. What is that, PQ? Alright, I still have to find some angles, but now that I know what is across from 87, I can use law of sines. So sine of 87 over 32 equals, what should we find first? It doesn't matter. Let's just find Q. That's fine. So sine of Q over 17. 17 is across from that. Boop, boop. Cross multiply. I'm not going to show all that work. And then you're going to have to do the inverse. And you are going to get that Q is, angle Q, it's going to be equal to 32.1. Point. Then to find the other angle, just take 180, subtract 87, subtract 32.1, and you will get that it is 60.9. There we go. All right, example 3. I'm going to have to draw. So let me draw up here. DEF. So DE is 6. EF is 14. And DF is 18. So I only know sides, so I'm going to have to use law cosines. It doesn't matter what angle we want to find first. I'm just going to call this X, and that's what we're going to find. So this time, since we're finding X, we're going to have to do inverse trig. So on this side of the equal sign, we put 18 squared equals 6 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 6 times 14 cosine of X. 18 squared is 324. 6 squared plus 14 squared is 232. Minus 2 times 6 times 14 is 168. Cosine of X. Subtract 232. 92 equals negative 168 cosine of X. Divide by negative 168. Put that in your calculator and find the inverse, and you'll get that X is 123.2. That was angle E. Okay. So I know that this guy, colors to pick, green, is 123.2. Alright, so I know one angle, so I could start to use cosine. Jeez, why do I keep saying that? So I have to use this one, sine of 123.2 over 18 equals, I ran out of room. it don't matter if we find D or if we find F. Let's just find F. So I'm going to find this guy. So I'm just going to call it F, sine of F over 6. We know we're going to have to cross multiply and use inverse trig. And we'll get that F is 16.2. So subtract from 180 and you will find that the measure of angle D is 40.6. Alright, last one. I'm not going to do the word problems. So I actually did this earlier. I made a whole video, and in this one I read my handwriting wrong and I said a bad word and I had to restart. It's terrifying. Alright, WXY. WXY. I know WX is 9. I know XY is 15. And W is 31. Okay. Wait, W is 31. Jeez, guys. Look at me. Alright, so I do have a proportion. Yay, I don't have to use cosine. So I'm just going to use this proportion. It don't matter what I find first. I think I want to find y first, so I'm going to use this one. So sine of, I'll do it up here, sine of 31 over 15 equals sine of y over 9. Cross multiply, find that inverse. You're going to get that y is 18 degrees, right? Okay, so let's get rid of that. This is 18 degrees. I still can find I have to find x. So if I subtract from 180, this one, it's going to tell me that x is 131 degrees. And then I still have to find this side down here. This guy. This guy. I gotta find him. So we'll just call it A. It don't matter. But I gotta use this proportion. And I think I still use this one, but it doesn't matter. So sine of 31 over 15 equals sine 131 over A. So I'll call it. Cross multiply, solve for A. You should get that it is, that WY is going to give you 22. I think it was 21.9 or something like that. But I think I rounded to 22. So, sorry about the quality of this video. I hope it was okay. Bye.